Okay, nice to see you again. People start to run. You know, I'm coming from Israel, so I hope that you will not get scary by me. And the presentation, maybe they are running from the bugs. How to find more bugs, especially when you have no time or less time. Okay, so this, as I said to you, I would like to share with you a few things that we did in the past. Shortly about myself, I'm coming from Israel. I have a wife, 3 children. They are now in Saturday, they have fun. My kid is playing football, so they go to see the game. And I'm in the testing for more than 90 years, almost 2 decades already. And my current job is I'm managing my company, Smartest Technologies, and before that I was managing a large group of testers, test engineers, quality assurance. I'm basically director of quality assurance and testing. I'm the SQADays president, also the Israeli chapter of the Israeli board, and when I'm here, we are all volunteers. So I'm here on my free time, okay? Also doing the job for the SQADays on my free time. All of us, basically, we're not getting any money for that. We are here in order to share. This is what I told you before, and it's a kind of a purpose in a life, okay, to be there for the professional, to be there for the people. Objectives. So I will try to match between some theoretical stuff and practical stuff, okay, because, you know, in Israel we, crazy guys, in the Bible it's written, first do and then let's learn, okay? But we learned that it's good to get the education first and then do the things. But still we are this kind of community, and when you come to teach the people, they would like to see the match between theoretical stuff and practical. So RCQB, as I told you, it can teach you about theoretical things, sometimes also practical. And what I will do right now is I will talk with you about things that are theoretical, and we'll try to match them with the practical stuff day by day. I will show you the challenges that we had and what were the results after we did what we did. And especially, we are talking about efficiency and improvement, okay? You know, sometimes you can have your own processes, you can have your own direction, and you do it day by day, year after year. But it's not that it's only getting boring, okay? It's also, you lose the touch, and the world is rapidly changing, and you need to move that way as well. So you don't want to stuck in one place. So what we do, each quarter, we go on, what we say, on air, look above the surface and see what's going on. Are we doing the right things? Are we, so it's a kind of checking ourselves, a health check, to see that we are doing the right things, and we are still aligned with the industry. And I hope it will stimulate your mind, it will enable you to think about the things that you are doing right now at your daily work, and maybe you will come with additional approach with maybe more sophisticated or something that I will come to hear you, and I will learn more from your stuff. We have a short time, but and we're talking about execution phase. You will see I will focus mainly on execution phase. Later on you will see why. And you can interrupt me, okay? You can. No, you can't. You can interrupt me, okay? Although we have a session for questions, but feel free, okay? If you have something that you would like to ask. Don't be shy, okay? Challenges. Which kind of challenges we have? So, first we are talking about large systems and complex systems. Let me show you what do I mean by telling you that it's large. So I'm coming from telecom, also from finance, but also from telecom company. So you can see the complexity, huge system, and this is a small part of, small part of the system. It's connected also, my colleague here from Susumu from Japan is also coming from NEC, also telecommunication, so he can tell you as well. Very complex, lots of things, and I will not explain in details, but you can have a sense the complexity. And you don't see now the application, you see only the machines. Okay, on top of each machine, there can be a lot of applications running co-hosted, okay, etc. So, very complex. Just to give you the look and sight on how it looks at the end. So, these are cabinets about this height, okay, this wide, okay. So you can see this is the system. It supports around 2 million subscribers, okay, and it can support more, but these are the basics. So this is just to show you the things that with the scale. Which kind of, whom are coming from telecommunication or dealing with the telecommunication system? Who is dealing with the more complex systems than you see? Yes. Good. Okay. So, systems require 24/7. No way it will stop. You must have it. Just imagine you would like to talk, okay? And now the conversation is stopped. No way. In telecommunication, you don't have it. Okay, you must have everything synchronized. A lot of changes, you know, in current days. How frequently we change the mobile? You see, I have the 3.5. Many of you have the 4, and probably you will have much. So I'm a little bit old guy. Anyhow, fast delivery. You know, we need to be fast on the market. So lots of challenges in that sense as well. You don't want to spend a lot of time in creating the system and then losing the market. Okay? Yeah, and now you think to yourself, but am I in a testing conference or marketing conference? Guys, you need to know, a part of your daily life is to understand the business. This is very important. If you will understand the business and you will understand your clients, okay, you will be able to deliver the things much more precise. Keep the high level of quality. We didn't want to lose quality. Why? Because we compete against a Japanese company. Okay, you heard Mr. Susumu before. What they really do in their country is quality. Okay, in Israel, you know, they wanted to give also to give that as well. So we didn't want to lose the quality. And of course, you have competitors. Okay. You're not there alone. Even if you are producing new things, people are doing some spy and they will track as well. Okay. So a little bit background SDLC software, lifecycle models, development lifecycle models. Probably things that you know, the Big Bang, the waterfall, the spiral, the V model, and the Agile one as well. I put it here because all of them, at the end, we are managing the testing process, okay? And it doesn't matter which type of process we are managing, but we are managing the testing process. Where do you think we spend most of the time during the process? You remember process, planning, analysis and design, preparation, lab installation, whatever, execution, and then report. Where we spend most of the time?
Planning.
In planning. The manager will say it's in planning. And I'm a manager, all the time planning. Silence. Am I scaring you?
No, actually it depends on the process. But usually as a testers, we spend much more efforts on the stage of test execution.
Test execution. And you know, you're absolutely right, because that is the kind of analysis that we did. And in most of organizations that I came across, most of the time they mainly lean on execution. That's why I decided to have this idea to share with you and to focus on the execution. So, if you will, I say that we lost some colors. I don't know because, okay, but you see only there is an arrow like that. Sorry, it's a bit, it's here. You can come and see. So, regression, mainly regression test, we are spending time, okay? Lots of regressions, and the evolution was that we have a full cycle of regression. Full cycles of regression. Each time we get something, we must test. And test, and test, and test, and test. Why? Because we are not confident in what we are doing. Why? Because maybe we didn't attend the class that said that you can do something else, okay? So later on, focusing on cycles, okay? So take the regression and put it on a specific cycle, not all the time. And then you say, okay, let's take a portion of regression and do also combination with acceptance test, ATP, acceptance test procedure. But the current situation is that we are dealing with risk-based. Okay, those who went to study, okay, and learn about that, learn it from the beginning. If you manage things by risks and risk analysis, you will be able to do it much faster and improve your efficiency. Okay, so what are we looking for? For bugs at the end. Okay, we're looking for bugs. People say that all the things about testing is bugs. I can tell you no, because we are there also to assure that the system is functioning and to give insight about the situation, the condition of the system from the quality side. But one of the focuses that we, or the byproducts of the things that we're doing, we are finding bugs. Okay? So when you deal with bugs, again, I lost the curve there. When you deal with bugs, you can find it everywhere. You can find it in requirements, code, test execution, and hopefully not on site, okay, or by the customer. But yes, I could focus in each and every part here, okay. But as I told you, decided to go on the test execution. Why? Because there we spend most of the time. So if we spend most of the time there, why not make it more efficient? So nothing new, I hope, so far. That's all, no. No way, I can speak for a long time. And there is a lady that will watch for me and say, oh, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. In German, kaput. And how do you say end? How do you say end in Russian?
Конец. Конец.
Конец. Запущено. Okay, so how to take control over the process? What did we do? And things related to strategy a little bit and planning. So the strategy, we focus on the planning the test execution. Okay, so we knew already how to plan the whole story of the testing for this release or product, whatever. But now we really put the focus on execution. Okay, and plan there. Okay, it doesn't mean that we need now to have and to spend enormous time on Gantt and whatever, spreadsheets, okay? It's just to put your mind there, because there you spend most of the time, okay, I will dig into your mind and I will say, there you spend most of the time, there you need to put the focus and to do it efficient. Use a risk-based approach and track and analyze all the things that are done in the execution. So now, most of you may be tested. And you will wonder, why should I analyze? Okay, I'm running the tests, finding bugs, reporting them, also talking with the crazy guys from, who is a developer here? I'm the only one? Okay, so, talking with the guys from the development, you know, convincing them that there is a bug and so on. So it's not that easy. And you would like me to analyze? Crazy guy. Do your job, you're a manager. Guys, you will become managers in one of your later on cycles, okay? So in your career. And what I taught my guys is that, yes, I am the manager and this is my job as well, but look at the daily work. When you find bug, you just don't just report on that. You analyze. You understand from where the bug is coming. And you are the one who practicing the system. So if you will do the analysis, okay, where is the infected area, etc., you will be able to do the things much more on precise. I'm advising with my team members, okay, in order to understand the situation. I'm not looking at the reports and say, okay, this is the situation. I'm advising with the people, okay? So this is also for you. If you will analyze, you will get into the details, you will move to the next step. Manage it through defect detection activity and analysis, okay? So this was the strategy. And how to plan it, okay? To concentrate on each build. Why? Because now we have the new thing that I learned today, control ZRA. Okay. You see that? This is a miracle. Okay, control ZRA. Yes. Okay, so why in each build? Because when you go there, you are planning. It's not working?
Not on the monitor.
On the monitor. On the monitor. That's okay. Sorry for that. This is the plan. Okay? So you start here and you end here. And you maybe need to get functionality A, B, and a little bit, and also C, and D. But at the end, what you get? A, B, part of C, and no. And sometimes, E. This is what we are getting, okay? Yeah? So that is why you need to focus, okay? All the plan that I planned in the beginning, I said, okay, this is A, B, C, and D. This is the way that we will run it. All the thing is vanished. So I need to focus on that, okay? There is another classroom or session that I'm giving about this situation and how to deal with it in much more details, but for now we'll move back to the presentation. But that is why the reason to focus on each view. Also, to focus on the design. So when we design test cases, who is dealing with Agile? All of you are against it. You're not doing any kind of design. No, wrong. If you will know how to do design, okay, especially by heart, because there are people who know that, or know to yourself, you don't need to write the description, the full description. You can write only the skeleton, okay? The test tree, only that, not the full description, how to do it, how to run it. And Mr. Susuma will kill me because he would like that everything will be in order, okay? But this is the agile situation, okay? But it's better to do it than not to do it, because things that not documented, you cannot say that you test. You need to prove. Also, from the design point of view, you will go to analyze the risk through the risk quality risk categories. I don't know if you know that, but there are lots of categories like functionality, security, maintainability, portability, all dexabilities. Okay? So you can do that, and then you match between them to the test cases. So this is the first thing that you do. Also, you analyze the things related to prioritization. Okay? Okay, so what we did, we took the cycle, we took the build and divided it to 3 parts. Part 1 is the most important one, part 2 is the less important, and the last one is you can even decide not to do at all. Okay? And there are situations. I was in the academy in Israel and said, okay, why can you decide that you cannot do this thing? And I gave them a situation that we had in the system where you have 2 kind of features, login and statistics. Okay? Statistics is very complex, a lot of data inside, and you need to analyze it, and the machines are analyzing it, a lot of data, etc. And logging is very simple. Okay, just log in. So who is more important?
Log in.
Log in, why?
Because without logging in, you won't be able to get to the statistics.
Exactly. And if you get a lot of statistics as well, okay, still, it's less important. Why? Because when you introduce new system to the market, for the marketing guys who analyze the statistics, it takes at least between half year to 1 year to get the information in order to analyze it and know what to do with that. Okay? So, from the point of view of priority, it's maybe, or the severity or the impact on the system, it's very complex, okay, the statistics. But from the side of the business, it's less important, okay? And that is why we did it in one of the things that we did it that way. So you can see, again, losing the color, but imagine there is a table that you put all the things there, and then you order it by priority, and you don't need to get into deep details, okay? You take and you focus on the quality risk categories or also the functionality or the features that you are testing. So, I told you, we divided it to 3. Why to 3? Now again the trick. Control V. Why to 3? Because, again, if this is the timeline, usually you meant to start here, but unfortunately, you're starting here. Why? Because the guy delivered late. And this is the time that you have. And then the project manager is coming and say, okay, stop here. So, if you will not do that in prioritization, if you will not focus first on the high and the important stuff, you will never know how to continue. But this situation will enable you to stop at that time and say, okay, I can manage that. I manage all the high priority. We will have only the medium and the low. And the impact or the risk that we will not test it is blah, blah, blah. Okay? So this is why we divided to 3. Sometimes we also divided escape, W, W. If you would like to make it like that, it's B, black. I learned it sometimes. What to cover, of course, in each part. How much time do I have? 10 minutes? Okay, I'm speaking a lot. What to cover in each part and the level, how deep you should go inside, and what can I profit from the previous builds, because if I'm now in build number 3, what happened in the previous builds and what were the situation because of the regulation stuff, okay? And how to benefit from this build, okay? Because we are running things right now, and we don't want to lose. Yeah. And the current part, because when you have a system, you have many parts in the system, and some of the people test it, and some of the people test other parts, okay? So also from the specific part. Level of testing, okay? As I said, prioritization, this is the initial plan. Sanity test, you know what's sanity? Yeah, you should. You should know. This is the first thing that you do in order to realize if the system is ready for you to start to test, to enter to the test lab, and to have a massive testing period, okay? So you need to do that, and by analyzing it, you will know the situation. And that is why I draw to you, you know, A, B, C, D, and this is what you get, this is what, etc. You have the TRR, Test Readiness Review, okay, with the checklist, and now the agile guys will say, oh, it's too exhaustive, you know, to take it, lots of data, etc. You're wasting my time. It's only 10 minutes that you go through the list. And it's additional 5 minutes to understand what you're going to get. Okay? And when you are dealing with 50 or 100 people that needs to test the system, it's not that easy. Yes, when you are in a small group, small team of 5 persons, then you communicate with each other. Okay? So this is important. Dependency. A lot of dependencies, you need to analyze the dependencies. Again, you can advise with your test engineers. They will be able to tell you. Things you did in the previous, how much we cover, how did we cover, how much we cover, and what were the results, the execution results, bugs, and how many defects we found, their severity and priority. Okay. And don't forget things that related to the platform, the infrastructure, feature, a new hardware kernel, third-party parts, you know, you can start to test and everything is working okay, and now the guys from the security come and install the security. And now nothing is working. Everything is not functioning. So it's called hardening, okay? You harden the system. So you need to take care of that. Additional parts that fits your system. If you're in a pharmaceutical area, then things that related to pharmaceutical or finance, then there. And I'm sure now that maybe you have some concerns in your mind. Lots of things to think during the weekend. So when I come on Monday, I will have something to do. Okay. Sanity, I told you. New functionality, okay, this is the things that we focus while executing. The sanity, then the new functionality, plus the infrastructure and the system. As I told you, a regression test that comes from new functionality, comes from bug fixes and related bug fixes that we need to retest as well. And what we did, we also combined with acceptance test at that period, because we would like to come to the customer and be ready to understand that if the system is ready or not, okay? So we don't want to wait to the last minute and then find out that this scenario is not functioning. So, where to add the focus? Exploratory part. So what we did is we add the exploratory. So this is the tradition, and at the end, we are adding the exploratory. But we are not just saying, okay guys, start to explore the system. Okay, so remember, 3 parts, high, medium, low, okay? And then start to write, to execute according to that. You finish the high priority, and then there is a session of focus exploratory. Why focus? Because you analyze, okay? Because you analyze the things. So I will show you how to analyze the things, and you can do that at the end, as I said, of each level that you test, the high, medium, and low. And let's look at the Gantt. I hope you can see something. But here you see the retest defects and regression test, and then there is an analysis plus the exploratory test, because we need to do an analysis before we run the exploratory. Yeah, we can ask the people to do whatever they wish, but we will lose the focus. Okay, and there you can see in the build that it's there. It's a part of the plan. Okay. Okay. Severity and priority, you need to take it in account. It's not only just severity, it's both. The severity is the impact of the bug on the system from the technical point of view. And the priority is the impact from the business point of view. So you need to combine both of them. You have a bug that let's say the SQADays are not spelled correctly. So from the severity point of view, it's nothing, you know, it's just a text. But from the priority point of view, it's not good for the business. Okay? So this is the difference between the things. Okay, analyze, 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 analyze. How to analyze? Okay? And then you run, of course, the exploratory. So how to analyze? So let's assume, make an assumption that you have a new functionality in areas A and B, and also you decide to run regressions because of the analysis that you did in the planning session of ALN. Okay? And what you see here is a table of how many bugs we encountered at a situation, 5 minutes, in a situation, okay? And how many bugs per severity, per priority, etc. Now we analyze it, okay? So this is the area of the bugs. And then now we need to divide to set. So we just move it in sorting or ordering area with the Excel file. Okay, you can see it's an Excel file. Okay, so this is the high priority. This is the high priority, okay? And this is the medium, and this is the low. Very simple. How much time it takes me? If you have all the information, not more than 5 minutes. Okay? And now I know where to focus. Because we have a theory that said that if, I love this feature, that if you have many bugs, if you have bugs here, like that, where is the infected area? It's here. Okay? So if you have bugs there, probably you will have more bugs. Okay? And if it's in a high priority, then you would like to invest more time on that. Okay? So you will focus your exploratory testing there to explore the system on the most infected one and with the high priority area. This is the key message for you guys. Okay? Okay, so here you have a little bit more complex one, and then you add additional categories that you would like to analyze, not only the defect risk level, also dependencies and coverage from previous builds and previous releases, so you can make it a little bit more complex. You need to practice that in order to practice this a little bit this complex, but the first one that I showed you is quite easy. Okay, S-curve. So basically, just to show you the things, this is the traditional curve, how we detect bugs. So we start with the minimum bugs, and then we start to raise it up. We found lots of bugs, and so on. The meaning of this. Can you see this line?
No.
Yellow.
Yeah, yellow, but it's, yeah, it's in a different color in my presentation, so we didn't run a diagram of that before. It's green here. Okay. So it means that we make the graph a little bit up, okay? So if you would like to take it from the management point of view, this is what we gained, okay? When we reached the 150 bugs, it means that we saved 1, 2, 3, 4 days, okay? Because we encountered the bugs earlier. So we saved more time to find more bugs later on. And more than that, because we focus on the high priority area, we found the most problematic bugs. Okay? So it's a kind of leveraging the things. The impact on the approach that we made, it's a defect-driven one. The project, it's time consuming, so delivery on time. The quality of the products as well is raised because we found more bugs at early stages, even in the execution, okay? And efficiency, less time to find more bugs. And also from the point of view of the positioning of the testers, from them it's much more good because they found the bugs earlier and less bugs went to the customer, okay? What we call escape defects, less bug escape from their side. So these are the places that you can see the impact. Where to expand, this is important, where to expand the focus, where to do more. When you have many features to test with the probability that they will have defects with high classification, the severity high or priority high, okay? Less time for detailed description, as I said, the guys from the Agile, okay? So exploratory is much more for them as well. And many changes, frequent changes, you need to react, you need to analyze, you need to do it quite fastly. As I said before, from my point of view, recommendation to you is to write down, write it down as a skeleton. And more than that, scenarios that you run in exploratory, which found bugs, okay, they probably will go into your regression test because they found bugs. So don't forget to describe them. Don't forget to add them to your test work. Where not to do that or where to reduce when, of course, it's only about minor, so you don't need to focus on the exploratory. And you see the convergence. You see the graph that is going in that way and not up. So it's converged, okay? And the bugs are getting more and more fixed by the developers. Less area are getting infected, okay? You find less area, especially again, those in high priority. And where you measure the ROI of investing the time in exploratory more and more to find bugs, okay? So, a little bit, just to sum up, but before, some next steps that you can take after you practice it. Of course, practice it in agile environment. If you know how to practice heuristic, which is close to exploratory, but heuristic methods, so we read about it and see how to manage it in a heuristic way. You can also use, if you are a big organization, you can use also ODC, orthogonal defect classification, a method to assist you with the analysis. And you need to focus on how to reduce over-testing. Sometimes we do overkilling. We run test after test after test after test. We don't analyze, okay? And we don't analyze the impact of the test. If we run it for many times and it still pass, should we test it? Continue to test it? Yes or no? Analyze it, okay? Etc. Summary. Again, analyze your project, testing project, and be in a mode of active mode, okay? An active approach. Don't lose control. Don't afraid to mix approaches, okay? The tradition one with exploratory, the tradition one with heuristic. Don't afraid to do that. As long as it serves your business. You know, processes are there not to serve them. I'm not serving any process. The process is there to serve me. Okay, I will set a process that serves me the best. Okay? Factors for successful implementation that we saw, initial risk analysis, prioritization, as you saw, and defect detection analysis, how the defects are spread, and more potential to have more defects, which are the areas that we need to be focused at. And what we did also is we communicate all the stuff. So the project manager knew that they are doing the exploratory testing. He was a part of that, and sometimes they say, I would like to do here more. Why? Because I spoke with the developers, and they are not so, they're very skeptic about what they did. Okay? And I would like to wish you good luck. and good success with what you're doing. I hope that you enjoyed the session, and if you have questions, I will be happy to answer.
No, Yaron, I've got a really simple question. Because now all the things you've told us today is really obvious.
There is a, Katerina, there is a guy there. Yeah, go ahead. The people would like to go to drink something. You need to pick up one that fits to your organization, because it's all about the organization and the people, okay? So you need to analyze it and see which kind of people you have, and you advise with sometimes with HR, with human resource people to do that, okay? No question, everyone is going, okay?
Some questions that
Yeah. At the beginning it was the test manager, okay, and later on the test engineer did it because they are much more in hands-on on the system, and also they did it with the developers and system architects and all the groups, yeah, so they need to talk about that. They need to talk about that. It's not that they decided like that. They show the evidence. Okay, I told you, it's about to generate the report and how to show them after the TRR, after the test readiness review, or at the TRR session, okay? Good question.
You said something about the comparing of a business priority and the priority of you've just advised to do, like high, low, and middle level.
Yes.
Yeah. How I can compare it with, I have some business priority of our PM and analytics.
This is the more, the little bit complex one. You add it as additional column, okay? And you give factors to this column. So if the BI said that this is much more important for us to do it in that way, so you give the big factor to this column. But if they say, okay, it's fine, you can give less. Okay, do you understand the factor? Okay,
Yep.
the weight, where to put the focus.
Okay, but I can assure that the new functionality is more important anyway, firstly. So we must...
Not all the time, because if you have a defect which is in a high priority, okay, let's say, first you need to test it. You need to show that if, of course, if the functionality is not related to this bug, then this is fine. But if in some cases it can be related, then first you would like to test the fix of the bug, and then the new functionality.
So it depends on...
Again, yeah, lots of dependencies, the situation. You need, that is why I said you need to analyze. Again, shortly, because the people know that, okay? The people know how the system works, okay?
So I understand the analyzement is the main idea.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But it says that you pointed that exploratory testing is main thing when analyzing stuff and checking things to eliminate to find defects. But exploratory testing, as from my point of view, and as I see when working with my team, it's hard for understanding for a lot of people that work not a lot of time. Seniors, high-level QA is good for exploratory testing, for Red Hat, or using San Francisco default methods, but not junior QA, because for exploratory testing, it's very important to understand software from deep point of view, from
I fully agree with you. First, you do it, you're not testing alone, you're doing it in a team, or teams, or group. Second thing, it's also about personality. There are persons that you know, for them, exploratory testing, even if they are seniors, it's not easy, okay? But there are lots of guys who are juniors, and they, you know, they come from gaming and so on and all this stuff, so for them it's very easy to start to explore the system, because they learn at school about, in our telecommunication, it's about protocols and how they run and how to configure and how to do it. So for them it's even quite easy than the oldest guys, or the older guys. Again, it depends on the situation, but it also depends on the personality. But if you go in peers, you go together, better when you have more than one people, okay? It's much more better.
Yes, but what the problem I see from what I want to push for my team, for example, it's how to train people to understand main points of exploratory testing, because not everyone understands.
I can tell you, at the beginning, fully agree with you. This is what I did. I joined it. I was the manager, okay? But I joined it. I tested. They saw how I'm testing, okay? They saw how I'm exploring the system, what I'm doing, okay? Where I'm putting the focus. So sometimes when you do that, people see and start to get a sense. And I told you, it's also about the personality. You know, he or she will do it, and will never succeed because it's their personality. They don't know how to analyze it. Okay? But fully agree with you. And you need to take it, you know, and decide whether you would like to do it, whether not. Okay? It's fine. It's for you to decide.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Great presentation, great.
Can I ask?
Thank you.
You say several times about pay attention to each build coming from development, and can you say two words about place of automations? Because as I understand, if we experience similar problems from builds to builds, so exploratory testing means that we much to pay more attention to the same scenarios and so on and so on.
Yep.
Please share your things.
From the automation point of view?
Yes.
Automation, you know, this is another classroom. It's I can speak with you days about automation. But anyhow, in automation, what you need to do is you need to create an infrastructure that when things are changing in the system, you don't need to heavily change your script. Okay, so you need
But
to
heavily focused approach, is it acceptable or not?
Of course, that this is a part of analyzing the ROI of automation in your projects, okay? If there are no changes in previous things, previous features, services, whatever, then it's good to have automation. But if there is a rapid changing, okay, it's not that easy. If it's a mission critical system, sometimes you must have automation, because humans tend to create errors, okay? So there you don't want to lose any control. So the guys who created, let's say, the satellites or something like that, they invest a lot of time in that. Thank you very much. We can meet later on in the break. Hi, Marcel.